Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. It is the last day of March, Friday, March 31st. Did a lot of trading today, opened a lot of positions. Sometimes that happens to me on Friday, I just get this itch. I also have a lot of capital freed up from closing BY, so I sat on my hands for like a day, probably not long enough. Anyways, we're gonna go over the technical analysis, this huge SPY rip, GME, lots of runners, AI, birds, got options, futures trades. We'll go over it all. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We have a Discord and a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT. Discord is linked in the description. I've been calling the SPY, not done with this rally. Okay, calling it for days, and I didn't trade it really, unfortunately. But yeah, basically all through here, I'm like, oh, it's chopping, but our momentum is still there. I could tell that by the MACD being green and the green over the 9 moving average, and this inverted head and shoulders. So we're getting it. It's just been mostly extended hours, gap up, and now today we get a pretty big daily candle. Is the run over? Not necessarily. We did fill that gap today. I think we could keep coming even 415, kind of retest up here since we broke this resistance. Probably maybe go with the same velocity, but might slow down a little bit next week. But yeah, I think we're going to get probably close to a retest up here. Some of these levels, 413, 415, somewhere in that range before we get a reversal. So HKD dump. I got HKD shares. All right, we're gonna go over it all. Anyway, so that's SPY. I did trade some futures on it today. It didn't give me a dip. The dip yesterday I wanted to buy and I didn't, and then today it just didn't dip at all. So took a short here actually, got stopped out here, and then just didn't trade the rest of this wild move. Wild move. GME is looking bullish, like we've said. Again, bounced off that same support early this morning, near market open, and continues to respect that support, which is very bullish. And even today, it kind of broke out of the top end of the wedge right here. I drew that for someone on stream. But yeah, this thing's looking good. Prime for a move up. Maybe next week. We'll see. Maybe the week after. But I've continued to add to my calls. Calls are basically at the money and have until January, so very safe. Not trying to get 10,000% on them. 100% on them would be great, but that'll take a pretty big move. So pretty safe plays on that. BBY continued to drop today. We've kind of been nailing these price targets just because it's been below the support, and below the support, really the only levels you have are psychological levels. So you've got 65 cents here, then you've got 60 cents. 55, maybe extended hours, all the way down to 50 cents. It's just even numbers. Then down to 45 cents. And then it almost made it to 40 cents today, but had a little bit of a bounce. I actually did get some calls on BY today, just for some exposure for over the weekend if there's a filing or anything. I imagine it will probably just gap up 50%, maybe 100% with some sort of news, even bankruptcy news. You know, I don't know what the news could be, but it's kind of at that price, and it's had enough selling that it's probably not gonna be a slow grind up, basically. So not getting shares at this point, just scaling into some calls. I have them for, I'll go over the calls, but yeah, not sure if this is the low or not. Basically have to just wait and see. RSI is at 6 on the hour. That's crazy. It almost hit 40 cents today. Next week maybe it'll hit 40. If that breaks, 35, etc., etc. Until we get a gap probably, and then we'll probably make an island bottom, which is like a gap to the bottom. It's like this. So this would be an island bottom if we get a gap up on Monday. Basically, if it opens up here at 60 cents on Monday, then that'd be a little island bottom, which is a bullish reversal, which we got back here, which was a good indicator to go long. So kind of waiting for that before I get any more exposure. But I think that's probably how this bottom will play out. It might not be right here. It might be a gap up to like 80 cents back to where we started. Very quickly, I think we'll get back to that 80 cents with any sort of catalyst. Maybe not bankruptcy news, not initially, but at some point. But it could keep coming down before it bumps back up here. And then after 80 cents, dollar very shortly after that, I would say. So yeah, looking for some sort of island bottom, or some sign of reversal, basically, before really going along. But did a lot of, I'm gonna go through just the options we did so I can figure out what tickers to even show you guys. evtl, bought in some more of that. It looks nice. Pretty safe trade in my opinion. Just a nice, simple chart to trade. Easy grinding up. Bullish MACD, green over the 9. Volume is good on this one. It's looking good. It's breaking through resistances. I think it could easily make a move up to this $2.80. So this is kind of one of my picks, one of my stock picks for next week. GME is there, but it doesn't have the momentum that this one does yet. So I like this one in that sense. It has the momentum already there. And then we have actually Fubo. I bought in some calls. I'll go over the strikes and everything. But this one, not quite the momentum yet. A little earlier on this one, but it does have good volume today. It's not an engulfing candle. Bullish MACD. Don't have a green open and close over the 9 moving average, which I like. That might be next week, but it does have this RSI divergence. Let's see, 2204. Not with here. It's kind of a little cheater one because with this low wick, it's not a divergence, but with this level, this RSI is much higher than this one back here. So that's kind of where I'm seeing the divergence. And it's at basically all-time lows. So if I like the company, I buy shares. I'm just getting options for now. We'll go over those options. I got some Wish shares. Why did I get Wish shares and not options? Just because the options stuck on there. Fubos are more liquid. This one has a proper RSI divergence, much cleaner from here to here. Chart looks real similar. We also have a green over the 9 moving average here in our bullish MACD. So this one, wish I could see kind of at that resistance right here, but if it breaks that, I think it probably will. It did today, but it's now wicking below it. I think you could see a move up at least the 50 moving average here, kind of 57 cents. Oh, more BY calls filled, or even 62 cents. You know, I think it could make a move up there pretty easily. What else is on my list? I got some short positions on Metropolitan Bank. This one had, I don't know. The chart's bearish. I can't even remember all the things. It had good liquidity. News, which gapped it up today, 33%. Definitely still in a downward trend here. So, yeah, I got call or puts on that. I'll show you. I think those are spreads, but and then I showed you EVTL. That looks good. Birds. Oh, birdies. Yeah, this thing moves crazy, man. It's so weird. It's such a small market cap. It just rips like crazy percentages in just a minute. Look at this, 40% just today from bottom to top, and then back down, you know, 20%. So I got in some on this. I actually traded this one good today. Got in some here and held it and got out here on the double top. And because it wasn't breaking that 30 cents, it was kind of topping out up here too. So it did break it, but not a real break in the double top. So I got out here. I haven't got back in, I don't think, or did I? No, I haven't got back into this one, but this one still could be good. It does have an RSI divergence here on the hourly now, which is bearish, but it is holding up pretty good price action. So RSI divergence on the hourly don't mean a whole lot to me. I like those at a longer date, but that 30 level is going to be big. You can see support back here, resistance here, resistance here. It really needs to break that. So if it does break that, I mean, you've got 33 is kind of the next spot, 40 then. So catalyst on this is insiders are buying, and then Zip Trader, of course, kind of pumped it the other day, and that kind of got it going. Options on this one suck, but I do actually have options on it. I will show you guys. SI, this bank, oh, rallied back up a bit. Okay. I bought back into it. I looked to get cash secured puts on it because the IV is so high. Bought back in shares kind of at the high here. We're actually bottom right here thinking it was going to break, and yeah, that was stupid of me. Did reject that $1.68, which I have drawn there from back here, that support. So it's using that as resistance still. However, this thing's at pretty low levels and it's not going bankrupt. It's probably going to have a big rally, big upside potential. I still think it's a bit of a bull flag. Looks a little funny. You could even see a little inverted head and shoulders here with this wick. Head, shoulder, shoulder. I think there was maybe a divergence on here as well. Maybe not. But yeah, there's that one. So I bought some shares of that. Might be adding into some of these. Did I get shares? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did. Not that many. Starting to move up here a little bit. It's now green. Wow. 8 minutes to close. Birds looked at evtl. Okay, so that's the tickers. Oh, HKD also. GME is moving up. So got HKD added into it here. This thing can get crazy in a hurry. And it got crazy the other day and got shut down. we've not seen really a trend reversal like this in a while on HKD, so I'm pretty bullish on this one for at least a 1-day pump of, you know, 50%, maybe 100%, 200%. It can get wild quickly. Maybe a gap up on Monday, I don't know, but it's looking good. Bullish MACD. Green not over the 9. RSI ticking up. We do have a divergence from back here too. That RSI, lower lows, higher lows. Not to say you can do a whole lot of TA on HKD. It's kind of just like wait for a little bit of volume, and then if you happen to catch it when it starts to go, just hang on. Similar to here, because it can very easily and quickly get shut down. But yeah, grab some more shares of that. Yeah, let me show you. Oh, and then bbby. Yeah, okay. Hellbiz had a reverse split and a QSIP change and ticker change to MCOM, kind of a revamping of sorts, kind of changing their company. So it sold off initially. This is maybe another reverse split play, like we're gonna get potentially with bbby, but this one is ahead because it just actually had its reverse split. So kind of taking notes on this to compare to bbby when it comes up. But day of the split, huge sell-off. I think it was kind of a surprise even, so that's maybe partially why. But look for a pop and a gap fill on this one, maybe in the next couple weeks. Yeah, so a reverse split doesn't change the value. It's just the same as like a normal split. As far as market cap valuations, all that doesn't change, but the market sometimes reacts very bearish to it. So if you like it, it's a good dip buying opportunity. I'm gonna kind of wait to buy into it, scale into it more, but I do have a little bit of a position at this point. Says I'm up 10,000%. That's just because it doesn't have a cost basis on here. Here are the GME calls. I don't think I got any more today, but a lot. They're all for January. 30, 22.5, 23.75, and 25. So might do poor man's cover call on these if we get a big move, or might just sell them out on a rip. I think GME's primed. SPY's bouncing big. Look at this. We're gonna make a new high. GME moving up with it. Yeah. See, birds. Okay, let me show you guys the actual trade. So here's the Wish shares. VHC calls are way down. Didn't do those today. SI shares. There's more. Okay, I just got filled on the rest of bbby. MU puts. So these are 60 puts for May option, May strike. Good time on those. I like that. However, the MCB, I got to put debit spread. IV was much higher, so I got a spread. Didn't get as much time, and I'm a little bit out of the money, so this was maybe too aggressive. If we get a little bit of a move and it gets green, I might just close it. Yeah, this MU is a 25-30 put debit spread. And still have this 25 call for April on GME. Fubo, I got 1 calls for April. evtl shares, I'm up to 1,000 of them. And then the birds calls I'm trying to close. Oh, here are the BY calls I got. I got 1 calls for May. 1 strike May calls. You guys saw that. And yeah, those are my stock. Oh my gosh, look at the SPY. End of quarter, end of month rebalancing. I don't know. Just a bunch of money being pumped in for this end of quarter. That's crazy. Literally hit right at my line there almost. 409.34 it hit. So we'll see what next week holds. I think maybe slow down, but still probably grinding up until serious resistance, and we'll probably know that day. It'll probably have a big reversal intraday if it's not a gap. Wish. Yeah, Wish. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Have a good weekend. Hope you take some time off and chill out. We'll see you on Discord or on Twitter Spaces. Okay, peace out.